The Avengers we grew up watching have fought their battles, made their sacrifices, and in many cases found their endings. But while their stories may be slowing down, something new is quietly taking shape. A new generation is rising. Not just heroes, but legacies, stepping into a world that was built long before them. Let's start somewhere unexpected. America Chavez. America Chavez is not just another powered individual. She is a walking gateway between universes. That alone already puts her in a category of her own. But what really defines her is not just what she can do, but what she has survived. From childhood, America never had stability. She lost her mothers in a moment she could not control. And ever since then, she has been moving from one universe to another, constantly chased by danger. Imagine never being able to settle down, never having a home, never knowing if the next place you land will be safe. That kind of life does not just build strength, it builds instinct, it builds resilience. It forces someone to grow up fast. At first, her powers were unpredictable. She would open portals only when she was scared, which made every situation even more intense. But over time, she began to understand that her fear was not her weakness. It was part of her power. And once she started gaining control, everything changed. She stopped running. She started fighting back. And when someone like her finally decides to stand her ground, that is when things get really interesting. Now shift your attention to someone who is almost the complete opposite in personality, Cassie Lang. She did not grow up in a perfect environment. Her dad, Ant-Man, was in and out of her life. Her family went through serious struggles, and then the snap happened and changed everything. But instead of breaking her, it shaped her. Cassie became someone who wants to help. Not because she has to, but because she genuinely cares. She studied the quantum realm on her own, built advanced tech, and eventually stepped into the field as a hero. And what makes her stand out is her mindset. Even when she is surrounded by chaos, her first instinct is to help others. That is rare. A lot of heroes develop that mindset over time. Cassie already has it. And when you combine that with intelligence, courage, and real field experience, you get someone who is not just following in Ant-Man's footsteps, but building something even bigger. Now let's talk about power on a completely different level. Franklin Richards. This made him instant world news. Everyone talked about him and wondered if the baby of two superheroes would have powers. The answer was yes, but not just any powers. Franklin has cosmic energy that seems almost without limits. He can warp reality, create entire universes in pocket spaces, and even bring people back from death, like he once did for his own mother. These abilities come from sources so deep, they even scare threats like Galactus. Villains such as Dr. Doom see him as something to control or steal power from. Growing up, Franklin faced a life of hiding and danger because of this. His parents tried to give him a normal life with school and play, but hero work always pulled them away. In the comics that inspire the MCU, Franklin has repaired broken galaxies and communicated with cosmic beings. With the Fantastic Four First Steps movie, he may appear there. He is like a hidden weapon for future teams, ready to face multiverse-level threats. Franklin shows how the next generation can outshine the old one. Next, we have Morgan Stark. She may not be fighting villains right now, but her presence alone carries a legacy that is impossible to ignore. She is the daughter of Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man, a man who gave everything to save the universe. Her early life was calm, until Tony died saving everyone. Morgan showed signs of maturity early on, loving cheeseburgers like her dad, and showing curiosity toward technology. Growing up without her father will affect her. There is no way around that. But at the same time, she has something very important. She has his legacy. And not just in reputation, but in influence. Tony Stark changed the world with technology, and Morgan is already showing signs she could follow a similar path. She is curious. She is intelligent. She is surrounded by people who understand what her father stood for. And one day, when she is older, she may decide to pick up where he left off. Now let's step into Wakanda for a moment. Prince T'Challa, also known as Toussaint, represents something very different.
This is my son, Toussaint. Toussaint, this is your auntie, Shuri. Hi.
He is not just a child, he is the future of an entire nation. But what makes his story interesting is that he is not being raised as a prince in the traditional sense. His mother chose to give him a normal life. That decision might seem simple, but it is actually very powerful. It means he gets to grow up without the weight of expectations crushing him from the start. He gets to understand the world as a person first, not just as a leader. But eventually, that responsibility will come. And when it does, he will have to balance who he is with who he is expected to be. That kind of journey creates strong leaders. Leaders who understand people, not just power. And that is exactly what Wakanda will need in the future. Now let's switch gears and talk about someone who brings both mystery and raw strength into the mix. Scar. The son of Bruce Banner is not someone you can overlook. Even though we have not seen much of him yet, his presence alone raises a lot of questions.
Cousin, Bruce?
I know I've been away on Sakaar for a while. I'll tell you all about it, but first, I have someone here that I'd like you all to meet. This is my son, Scar.
He grew up on a different planet, where time works differently, which explains why he is already older. But what really matters is what he has inherited. Being the son of the Hulk means he likely has incredible strength, durability, and possibly even more abilities we have not seen yet. The interesting part is not just his power, but his personality. How does someone like that think? What kind of experiences shaped him? Is he calm like Banner, or more aggressive like the Hulk? These are the questions that make his future so unpredictable. Now let's talk about magic, identity, and one of the most complex stories in the MCU, Billy and Tommy. The sons of Wanda Maximoff are not ordinary in any sense. They were created through chaos magic, lived entire childhoods in a short period, and then disappeared when that reality ended. But Billy found a way to survive. His soul moved into another body, giving him a second chance at life. The catch was that he did not remember who he was. Imagine living your life thinking you are someone else, only to slowly realize your identity is built on something much bigger. As he reconnects with his past, his powers grow stronger. And these are not small abilities. He has access to chaos magic, the same force that made Wanda one of the most powerful beings in the MCU. And then there is Tommy, who eventually returns, bringing the twins back together. Together, they represent a new generation of magical power. And unlike Wanda, who struggled with control and emotion, they may have the chance to learn, grow, and use their abilities in a more balanced way. Let's look at Love, whose story begins with loss. Love is the young girl Thor took as his adoptive daughter. Her real father was Gorr, known as the God Butcher. She died as a child due to lack of food on a dying planet. That pain drove Gorr to hunt gods across the universe. But after meeting Eternity, he wished her back to life. Before the power of the Necrosword fully consumed him, Gorr left her with Thor. Now, Love and Thor travel the universe together. They call themselves Love and Thunder. She uses the Stormbreaker axe with surprising skill, summoning lightning and fighting powerful enemies. Her life is filled with adventure, saving planets, eating massive Asgardian meals, and learning directly from Thor. That is not a normal childhood, but it is shaping her into something unique. She is learning what it means to protect others, to stand up for those who cannot defend themselves. And the fact that she is already fighting alongside Thor shows she is not just along for the ride, she is part of the mission. Then there is Laura, also known as X-23. Her story is one of survival in its rawest form. She was not raised in a loving environment. She was created, trained, and used. But she broke free. And that alone says everything about her strength. Laura Kinney comes from Wolverine's DNA. Born in a lab, she has claws, rapid healing, and enhanced senses. With abilities similar to Wolverine, she is already a highly skilled fighter. But what really stands out is her mindset. She does not give up. No matter what she goes through, she keeps moving forward. That kind of determination turns a survivor into a hero. She has already faced more than most people her age ever will. And because of that, she brings experience, toughness, and focus that is rare. Finally, let's not forget the Barton family. The Barton family includes Cooper, Lila, and Nathaniel, the children of Clint Barton, also known as Hawkeye. Unlike many hero families, theirs feels grounded and real. Clint kept them hidden on a farm, far from battles, aliens, and chaos. But when the snap happened, everything changed. Clint lost his family and became Ronin, hunting criminals across the world in grief and anger. When they returned after the blip, the family grew closer. Leela developed strong archery skills, clearly following in her father's footsteps. Even with a relatively normal life, they have experienced loss, danger, and the reality of the world. That awareness is what makes their future so interesting. The future Avengers are not going to look like the original team. They will be different, more diverse, more unpredictable. And that is exactly what makes this next chapter exciting. There you have it, the full rundown on the MCU's future Avengers. From cosmic-level powerhouses to grounded survivors, they are set to redefine what it means to be a hero. Who is your favorite? Drop your thoughts below, and do not forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns.